All right, Alec, how's it going?
It's going,
We
going,
did.
going
We
strong,
just watched Justin Bieber
going
versus
good.
Beethoven.
You did. You should go check that if you haven't already.
Yes, we've been going through the epic rap battles chronologically. I've seen them all. He's seen some random ones we'll come across as we go. But either way, we'll break it down line by line afterwards. He studied history. He likes history. I like history, but don't know as much. But I've seen them all, so I know it all.
He
Same.
knows all the history that needs to be known.
Yeah.
It's everything I've learned from history. I've learned from epic rap battles of history
Yep.
and drunk history.
So previously we had two musicians, but this time we have two scientists
Oh,
um,
okay.
by the name of Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking.
I feel like I've seen this one.
It feels like one you might have seen, yeah.
I feel like I've seen this one. Um, Two great minds clashing. I like this. This could be fun,
hmm
entertaining.
Which ones do you prefer?
Which ones do I? Which
Which one
scientists
do
do
you
I
prefer?
prefer?
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know if I necessarily have a choice. I mean, I think because I've read some of what he wrote, I feel like probably Stephen Hawking, because he tried to make extremely complex ideas understandable to the general populace in a lot of the books that he wrote,
hmm
which were written to. I think we even have one of them hanging around here. We did at one point. I know I actually read. It was actually hanging around, kind of like really nearby me here, and I just picked it up and I started reading it one day, and I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." In terms of Einstein, I don't think I've really read anything exactly. I mean, I know the general idea of like some of the things some of the things he was uh, researching and the theories and stuff that the general knowledge of what Einstein did, but
hmm
I never really read anything by him directly. So
Yeah, I
I would just
mean,
say I just in general would probably just say Hawking.
science in general is not my forte. I'm
Hmm.
pretty ignorant overall. I have a base level knowledge of science. I took some advanced courses in high school, but then once I got into college, I was like, I really didn't like taking science classes, so I did the least amount as possible, which was one. I had to take one lab science, which happened to be an online astronomy course. So,
Oh, so funny story about that. I took an astronomy course in college too, as a core class essentially.
hmm
They had like the general science core, and then I had to take some other elective core stuff. So astronomy was my one for that specific core. The way my college did stuff was kind of weird. But that class I actually stopped going maybe about halfway through the year because he recorded every single one of his classes. Attendance was not recorded at all. It was didn't go to your
hmm
participation or anything like that.
that's good.
Um, Literally just didn't go, and like maybe the studying for finals, I pretty much just watched all of the classes, took notes. I aced that class.
yeah.
That's what he gets when he records it. That's what I get. I mean, and I liked the thing is like no disrespect to him at all, but I feel like it was like a time where it was like I was just discovering how wonderful naps were,
Right.
and then I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna go to this class anymore.
hmm
And but the thing is like I don't feel like I wasted. In some cases, I miss classes. I feel kind of bad about it now because it's like I feel like I missed out. I was spending money, essentially wasting money that I am now paying back
hmm
on something that I didn't attend. That's bad. I don't feel like I wasted any money with that at all because I got the exact amount of education that I
yeah.
would have gotten
Yeah.
otherwise from that class. So,
But yeah, my
yeah.
whole thing was I didn't want to have to do the in person lab because it was like a whole extra hour class
Yeah,
and
I
everything. So it was like, let me
yeah.
do an online lab science class. So it was like for the labs,
Yeah.
you had to do like your own like at home sheet of paper and you had to like scan it in and send it in an email or something.
Yeah.
And it usually involved like this like constellation website or like app you had to download on desktop. They like you do constellation stuff and like stuff like that.
Constellations are cool. I like that too. Just
Yeah.
the general idea. even just the concept of them is interesting. But we're getting a little off topic here.
All right, science. All right, okay, let's check it out.
Oh, here it is. It's literally staring right at me.
Brief History of Time.
It's an excellent book. Very cool. I actually want to read that again at some point. But yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Albert Einstein! When I apply my battle theory, minds are relatively blown. So take a seat, Steve. Oh, I see you brought your own. What's with your voice? I can't frickin' tell. You sound like Barney having sex fit to speak and spell. I'll school you anywhere, MIT to Oxford. Or your fans will be like, that was Harvard. I'm as dope as 2 rappers. You better be scared, cause that means Albert E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
Got no idea what you're messing with, dear boy. I've got 12-inch rims on my chair, that's how I roll, y'all. You look like someone glued a mustache on a troll doll. I'm angry for like gravity stretches time when you try to put your little pea brain against this kind of mind. I'm the best on the Snoop Dogg science. I'll be dropping mad apples on your head from the shoulders of giants. I'm the giant whose shoulders you'd have stood on if you could stand. I'll give you a brief history of pain with the back of my hand. You can't destroy matter or me. For serious, ripping holes in you bigger than the hole in your black hole theory was. There are 10 million, 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 million particles in the universe that we can observe. Your mama took the ugly ones and put them into one nerd. You wanna bring the heat with the mushroom cloud you're making? I'm about to big raps from scratch like Carl Sagan. And while it's true that my work is based on you, I'm a supercomputer, you're like a TI-82. Ooh.
Okay.
So
There you have
yeah, so that one's a lot tougher because that one was actually good.
it. Yeah.
Like actually, like that one was crafted really well. I like that one. That I have seen that one before,
Mhm.
and I like that one a lot. That was actually probably, I honestly thinking back, I don't remember all the ones I've seen, but that was one of my favorites. So I think we're gonna have to. I think this one, I don't know. We're gonna have to break it down line by line, see how I'm feeling after that. Like to decide really.
All right.
So
When I apply my battle theory, minds are relatively blown. So take a seat, Steve. Oops, I see you brought your own. What's with your voice? I can't freaking tell. You sound like Wally having sex with a speaking spell. I'll school you anywhere, MIT to Oxford. All your fans will be like, that was awkward. I'm as dope as 2 rappers. You better be scared, because that means Albert E equals MC squared.
I mean, just quality lines all across the board,
Yeah.
and the puns. You're slamming him for the fact that he's disabled. All kinds of goodness.
Yeah.
Theory of relativity. Mentioning his name, which is like a big thing in rap music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then tying that back to E equals MC squared. Very cool. Very fun.
And Stephen Hawking comes in with the auto-tune. You've got no idea what you're messing with here, boy. I've got 12-inch rims on my chair, that's how I roll, y'all. You look like someone glued a mustache on a troll doll. I'll be stretching out the rhyme like gravity stretches time. When you try to put your little pea brain against this kind of mind, I'm the best, I'm the Snoop Dogg of science. I'll be dropping mad apples on your head from the shoulders of giants.
So that's a reference to Sir Isaac Newton and the constant of gravity as a force,
Yeah.
which is actually gravity is actually one of those things that I still don't think we really fully understand. It's very strange because it's a relatively weak force compared to a lot of the ones in the universe, but it's one that affects so many things. So gravity's interesting, but obviously that's making reference to the fact that Hawking is so unbelievably brilliant. I mean, taking that, which we'll see Einstein say, yeah, you're on my shoulders. That's where you, as he did, he got a lot of the stuff expanded from Einstein.
Yeah, it's one of Stephen Hawking's books too. On the Shoulders of Giants is what it's called.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Einstein is one of the main people that's
Yeah.
even on the cover of the book is Einstein
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So I like the little pea brain. That's a nice little play.
Yeah.
Your little pea brain gets this kind of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Einstein says, "I'm the giant whose shoulders you'd have stood on if you could stand."
Yeah. Yeah.
Every chance he gets, he's gonna
Get throw shade at the fact that
I'll give you a brief history of pain with the back of my hand, and there you go. You just showed the book a brief history.
Brief history of time. Yeah. Where did I put it? I just had it. Now it's gone again. Oh my god! What is happening? Oh, here it is. Yeah, brief history of time. There he is.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking on the
From
cover.
the Big Bang to black holes, which we'll come back to.
Yep.
In just a bit, you can't destroy matter or me for serious, ripping holes in you bigger than the hole in your black hole theory was.
So the obviously the black hole theory, the idea that everything it bends around. I think there's even a diagram of it in here black holes ain't so black. Essentially everything gets captured in black holes. There's still so much to be discovered about black holes too, because they're just one of those things that like they're hard to actually observe because you can observe some of the stuff that's around it. Essentially, you can observe how it affects things around it, but you can't it's hard to observe itself by itself.
Mm-hmm.
So tons of very complicated theories.
Yeah, it's
Beyond my pay grade.
yeah.
But described to the common man in this book. So, among other things.
There are 10 million particles in the universe that we can observe. Your mama took the ugly ones and put them into one nerd. You want to bring the heat with the mushroom clouds you're making? I'm about to bake wraps from scratch like Carl Sagan. Yeah, that was the reference to when Carl Sagan said he had this quote that was, if you want to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Right, because energy is never destroyed or created. It's only transferred from one in one form to another, essentially. So yeah, you can never create it from scratch, actually from scratch. Yeah.
While it's true that my work is based on you, I'm a supercomputer like a TI-82. All right, so what do you think?
I like a lot of Hawking's second verse. Einstein's first verse is pretty strong, though. This is honestly, it's a toss-up. I think I'm gonna have to hand it. I think I'm gonna have to hand it to Einstein, just because like that first verse is so. I think it's so good. I don't know if you have a different perspective than me, but I liked a lot of the stuff. Well, towards the end of Hawking's first verse is like that. This got a lot of the clever stuff in there. The thing is like both of these are very clever and reference heavy.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going for the broad strokes either. They're I mean, I guess they kind of.
Yeah.
You still kind of have to know a little bit about them to really get it. I mean, like I know people that if I'd made reference to A Brief History of Time, people would be like, they wouldn't necessarily know who wrote it.
And there's still like a lot of them are like the playground insults kind of stuff. Like
Sure. I mean, it's you gotta have some of that.
making
and that's
fun, like
fine.
those
are funny.
Most of what Einstein made fun of was the voice and the disability, and then he had the one black hole line. But other than that, it was like talking himself up and talking about the disability. And then Stephen Hawking didn't do that as much. Like you said, you look like someone glued a mustache and a troll doll. But
but his are all like, I'm just a genius.
Yeah.
So
your mama took the ugly ones and put them into one nerd. Yeah. So I mean, he had that too.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked well.
Man, I'm almost swinging the other way now. I don't like this. It's tough. I think I'm gonna stick to my guns. I think I'm gonna say Einstein, but it's honestly this is so close. If you asked me on a different day, I might say Stephen Hawking. So
Yeah.
this is a really good one, a really solid one.
Yeah,
Think,
especially compared to the rest of the season. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, check back next week. We'll have another one. And how many are we in now?
6 or 7 ish.
Something.
Something close to that. I don't know.
But yeah, there's like 15 in the first season, so
Okay. Well, we're charting our way through.
yeah. And then after the first season, there's really a quality jump for sure. Noticeable to me, at least. I think season 2s are like 90% or so much better than first season in my eyes. But yeah.
We'll have to see that when we get there.
All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Take care, everybody.